Hello and welcome to the most exciting time that Lions of North America have ever had. We are in the midst of the North American Membership Initiative, an opportunity for your district and your clubs to chart its own course, to define what success is and build success as you move forward. Many of you have already opted in to the North American Membership Initiative Enhancement. Several of you have already reported great results from your Build a Vision meetings, where the Lions have come together, where that they have gotten excited, where they have shared new ideas, where they have volunteered for new leadership positions, and where your district has taken the first step to turning the corner on membership growth, not simply because we want to have more members, but because we need to provide more service. And of course, now that we've had our Build a Vision, we have a lot of raw data out there. A lot of comments have been recorded on the flip charts, and those have been shared with everyone that was in the room. And now it's time for us to build a plan. And this plan can be built either with calling everyone in the group back together, with your cabinet, with your zone chairs, with your district governor team, with your global action team on the district level. This is a district-centered program. And so therefore, it's up to you and the leadership in your district who all will have input in building the plan. For just a few minutes, I'm going to assume that that input is more than just the district governor-elect, because it should be. It should be at a minimum the district governor team and the global action team on your district level. But just think what power we could have when we add others, region chairs or zone chairs, or we invite the whole group of visionaries back to talk about it. What we're giving you here is a guide, just a guide, because ultimately it's going to be up to you to utilize the information that's provided to set your district on a path toward success. Each slide will have comments and instructions on the outcomes that should be accomplished as we take this journey toward building a plan. And this presentation can be found at lionsclubs.org/NAMI, N-A-M-I. And so let's get started as we begin to build a plan. In the next few minutes, what we're hoping to do is take and begin to look at your district review, just to recap what we've done. Then we're going to talk about our action plans. We're going to talk about our resources that are available to you to find success, and then your next step toward moving toward success. Our service is a journey. We have one goal with the North American Membership Initiative, and that is to increase membership. We have one focus as Lions, and that is to expand our service footprint into the community. And there's only one way for us to do that, and that is to develop leaders in our clubs and our districts who will take us to new and exciting paths of service, which in turn will bring membership satisfaction, increasing our retention, will attract new members to our clubs, and also will help us to find new communities to serve. Let's begin to look at what we need to accomplish as we begin to build that plan. Just a few days ago, you had your Build a Vision meeting where that you did your SWOT exercise, or your district discovery as some have called it. And we've identified our strengths and our weaknesses, our opportunities and our threats. And it's time that we leverage our strengths, that we manage our weaknesses, that we take advantage of or seize the opportunities that are out there, and we minimize the impact of the threats in our community, those things that we have no control over. And so, from your raw data that you have and all the flip charts, your team that's beginning to build the plan must look at all those strengths that was identified by your visionaries and begin to prioritize them. What do we do best? What's the next thing we do best? And list those top 5 or 6 things that you do well. and set that to aside for just a moment, because we're going to continue and we're going to do the same with our weaknesses. We're going to look at the weaknesses that have been identified. What are the things that we really need to work on most? That's our number one weakness. And our number two, and our three, and our four, and our five. What's our top 5 weaknesses that we really want to address and minimize in the next 12 months? Let the group come to consensus, write that down, and then we'll do the same with opportunities. Those opportunities are out there, whether that's seizing our LEOs, whether it's utilizing the district veterans program, whether that is utilizing a new company that has come to town, or a cause to start a specialty club. There's opportunities that abound, and we're going to prioritize those and list the top 5 and set them aside. And all of this is coming from the raw data, the input that you had from that group that gathered to build your vision. And then we're going to talk about our threats. We're going to list the top 5 threats, and we're going to set it aside. So far, we've made it extremely easy. All we've done is take the information that you gathered from those who were at your Build a Vision meeting, and now we've recorded it onto 4 individual pieces of paper or flip charts if you're in a large group. And then let's go back to our meeting, that Build a Vision meeting. You remember toward the end of it, we began to set goals, and your district leaders, your visionaries that day, debated and reached a consensus about the number of clubs that you could start between July 1st of 2020 and June 30th of 2021. Go ahead and write that number in right there on this screen, or put it on the flip chart for the group to see. And then you talked about your 5-year average, how many members you'd brought into your existing clubs in the last 5 years on the average, and what you thought that you could do to increase that number. And I don't know if that increase was 5% or 10%, or was just 1 or 5 individuals. But whatever that goal was, let's take and plug it in right here. Your district will induct X number of Lions into our existing clubs. And then, as you know, membership satisfaction is somewhat of a challenge from time to time. And because of that, some of our Lions have voted with their feet and they've walked away. And so we have developed strategies through this Build a Vision meeting to address some of that with new service opportunities and new fellowships. And you, as a group, reached a consensus of what that target number was going to be, the maximum number of Lions that were going to be dropped from our association. Go ahead and write it in there, put it on the flip chart, and begin to talk about it. All we've done so far is we have taken and we have recapped what was decided at the Build a Vision meeting. And now the work begins. Our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of a plan in which we must fervently believe and upon which we must vigorously act. There's no other route to success. And the North American Membership Initiative is built around your individual district enhancement action plan. The key there is individual district enhancement, because with 250 plus districts across the United States, Bermuda, the Bahamas, and the Caribbean, we all have unique needs. We all have unique strengths. We all have unique weaknesses, and what works for one district will not work for the other. And so we flip the chart, and clubs and districts is where we're going to focus. They're our main focus. They're at the top of our organizational chart, and then it filters down from there, because your international president, your international vice presidents, your board of directors, your district governors, your zone chairs, our job is to support the districts and clubs as we move toward that individual district enhancement action plan, so we can discover what works for you and then begin to act upon your plan and support your plan. Those action summary plans will fall into four areas. And these are the same areas that were discussed at the Build a Vision meeting. We're going to revitalize districts with new clubs. We're going to rejuvenate clubs with new members. And we are going to remotivate our existing members with unique service and fellowship opportunities. And that fourth group there is all about supporting our leaders. What do our leaders need to do in each of these areas to be successful? And what is our resource team going to do to support those efforts? Now, this is your action plan summary. And you would once again plug your goals in under 1, 2, and 3 and begin to understand that this action plan is going to be written in such a way that it's a SMART goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's time-bound. And then we're going to get right down to the nitty-gritty. Now, some of you have probably said, we're going to start 4 new clubs next year. Really, what I'd like you to do as you begin to build your plan is focus on the first 1 or 2 that you're going to start. And some of you have said, we're going to try our very best to do 1 new club. What I'd like for you to do is talk about and really plan for that 1 new club, but go ahead and talk about that second club, because I believe that when you have reached success in building that first club, the excitement is going to carry over and someone's going to say, where do we go next? And if we don't have that backup, we're going to have to stop and think, where do we go next? So let's go ahead and begin to plan your year out, whether you had 1 club as a goal or 4 clubs as a goal, to take the first 2 and plan for them. And then new members. As you move into the new members, you're going to have a similar process. And we're going to talk about that just shortly. And then your membership satisfaction, you're going to continue to talk about that in such area and the unique things that you're going to do. And as we do, we're going to be identifying those things which that Team 4 will need to provide in the area of resources and training for us all to be successful. That detailed action plan for that focus area 1 new groups, here's an example. You're going to have a description, what location you're going to, a date range. And remember, when you were in St. Charles, our district governor-elects learned that there is going to be a fast start program. Districts that start clubs in July and August will be recognized at the forum when we get to Louisville. And so that first club really needs to be the first thing we do out of the gate, because we all want to be recognized on stage with our international president. We're going to find out who's going to lead that. And from your Build a Vision meeting, you already have Lions who have said, I know someone in that community, I can help. And they're going to be on the team. And what resources do you need? Of course, you'll need to order a new club kit. You may need to look at some of the social media templates that we have introducing those prospective members to Lions Clubs International. You may need to talk about a new club event and what those communications are going to look like, and what's going to be said at your introduction meetings. And then look at the budget. And be modest with your budget, but understand too that Lions Clubs International has a variety of grant programs that you can apply for. So if your district doesn't have the resources to begin to build a success, we want to give you a hand up. We want to loan you the resources. We want to give you the resources. We want to give you the money that is necessary to find success. As we continue to build that plan, then we're going to do one for area 2. And we're going to talk about the description of what that program is going to be. You may have identified the fact that you would like every club in your district to host a membership growth event. And if so, Area 4 may be tasked with the responsibility of teaching how to hold a membership growth event. You may have said, we're going to have a legacy program where we're going out and find the family of charter members and ask them to join this club and continue the legacy of their grandfathers. You may have taken and talked about how that you'd like to utilize some of the membership discount programs, the veterans, the Leos, the Lions, the students, the family discounts. Whatever that you've decided, this is where you begin to write it down and talk about Area 2, where that you begin to plan how that you're going to increase membership in your existing clubs. Of course, Area 3 is membership satisfaction. How are we going to keep them once we have them there? And that's with exciting service projects. That's with dynamic fellowship opportunities. And out of the crowd that was at your Build a Vision comes some great ideas about how that you can begin to engage Lions in new and exciting service projects. But more important, how that you can begin to engage Lions in new fellowship opportunities, because we all enjoy serving with our friends. And while service is our #1 product, sometimes that fellowship is equally important. Our club meetings, our club meals, our activities outside of the club meetings, as well as our service projects add to that membership satisfaction. And whatever that you decided in your district needs to be done to put a smile on the faces of our members, this is where you begin to plan it. And then finally, Area 4 is the leadership support. And to be quite honest, it very well may be the most active committee of the North American Membership Initiative, because it's this committee that is going to be researching on Lions Clubs International's website and finding the training programs and the resources necessary to support Focus Area 1, 2, and 3. New clubs, new members, membership satisfaction. And they're going to begin to share those. And how are we going to share those? That's your choice. It could be quarterly or bi-monthly or even monthly webinars sharing information within your district. It could be having a training session at each of your cabinet meetings. It could be hosting a district enhanced leadership initiative, a deli, and feeding those Lions that are hungry for knowledge. It's time to build our plan. We've opted in. We've built that team. We've invited that team together. We build a vision. We're building a plan so that we can, in fact, begin to build success. And the sooner we have our plan done, the sooner we can share it with our Council of Governors, and the sooner we can ask permission of our seated district governor to begin to implement and plan for some of the programs, because a fast start now will provide a strong finish for our seated district governors and a great level of momentum for our district governor-elects. If we always do what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always gotten. It's time for us to divide into teams and conquer the challenges which face our district. And how that you plan to those teams is strictly up to you. If I might suggest, as you begin to divide into these 4 groups, new clubs, that's really a district governor team effort. New members, take your global membership team district leader and let him or her head up that team too. And notice I said team 2. Team 2 will need to have other like-minded individuals, club presidents, zone chairs, region chairs, Lions from across your district that will work and develop ideas and communicate ideas about attracting new members. 3, membership satisfaction is really service. And so let your global service team leader and lions from across your district focus on focus area 3. And then if I might be so bold as to suggest that your global leadership team lead focus area 4. Your global leadership team leader for your district, and 4 or 5 lions from across the district who will take and collaborate, find the resources, and deliver the resources. If you're doing this in the large group or with everyone who helped to build the vision, it's now time for everybody to go to the 4 corners of the room, and each of them to begin to talk about their one area. Because once it's talked about, we're coming back together and we're beginning to collaborate and refine, and everyone agree that yes, this is what we're going to do. This is what success looks like, and our district is going to lead the way, not only in our multiple district, but across Constitution Area 1, because we're proud and excited of those things that are going on. Now, your action plan is going to be broke down into those 4 areas, and you're going to write 1 or 2, no more than 3, action plans for the things that you want to accomplish. Because when you finish the first one, you're coming back and you're moving to 2, and if it looks like you're going to finish it and be able to move to 3, go ahead and reconvene and do action plan 4 and 5, because the greater success we have, the more service that we can provide. Unless commitment is made, there's only promises and hopes, but no plan. And so these 4 groups are beginning to commit to the plan that they're going to present to the group. And we're going to begin to build that team. And what does this team look like? This is an example. And this is only an example. This is a guide, because your district is unique, and your district is the focal point of the North American Membership Initiative, and your district can draw their organizational chart any way that they want to draw their organizational chart. What we suggest is you have your NAMI champion, a North American Membership Initiative champion, who's charged with responsibility being the project manager, the cheerleader, the organizer, keeps everyone on track, facilitates communication, and makes sure that we're all stepping off at the same time in the same direction. Works closely with your district governor, because your district governors can be very busy, and especially if your district governor team is heading up new clubs. They're visiting clubs, they're helping with service projects, they're communicating, and this gives an opportunity for another dynamic leader in your district to step up and lead the way. Then you'll have your focus area 2, your team leader and members, focus area 3, and team leader and members in focus area 4, team leader and members. Now, you're not in this all alone. In fact, we have a support team that is willing and ready to help you. We have already produced an overview of the North American Membership Initiative video, which has been distributed to all district governors and district governor-elects. We have produced a facilitator's guide for building a vision, and we are now preparing for you the Build a Plan process video. Next, your area leaders, your global action team area leaders will begin to share with you the Build Success Plan, what the communication is going to look like, how that we're all going to stay on target, and how that we're going to continue to rally the troops as we cross over into positive membership growth, as we cross over into serving 200 million people per year in Constitution Area 1, as we begin to put smiles on the faces of those who are less fortunate at greater numbers than we've ever done before, because we have more hands to help us than we've ever had before. Your global action team leaders at your district, your multiple district level, at your area leader, and at your constitutional area leader, all are here to assist. We're a phone call away. We're an email away. Your Lions Clubs International Global Action Team staff is willing, ready, and able to allocate resources, to assist with grant applications, and to answer questions. We have a Young Lions Task Force, and we're going to talk about them in more detail, but we have about 12 Lions who are under the age of 30 who are excited about what our association is doing now, but more excited about what we're going to do in the future. They've got great ideas about how that you and your district leaders can attract young members to your district, but more importantly, how that you can keep them engaged. Of course, we all know that we have past presidents, we have past directors, we have seated directors, past council chairs, past district governors, all with a wealth of knowledge, just waiting to be asked. Let's utilize their knowledge, and let's ask, and let's hold them accountable to roll up their sleeves and do more than talk, but to actually get in there and work with you. And of course, you got your district governors in your other districts, all of them in your multiple district, and you met many district governors at your district governor-elect school. Call upon them, work with them, and continue to utilize these networks of information, because together we can do so much, and alone we can do very little. And so let's begin to do so very much. Our Young Lions Task Force was created by the North American Membership Initiative, Vice President Doug Alexander, Vice President Brian Sheehan, Vice President Patty Hill, and the North American Membership Initiative Steering Committee selected young lions to help us. They're going to create materials that's going to attract young leaders. They're going to create events and opportunities to excite and retain young members, and they're going to create clubs for young lions, including campus clubs and specialty clubs. They're here to advise. You just have a question and you want to know what to do? They're here to advise, to review your district materials, to share effective ways to connect with young members, to talk about how to connect with LEOs as prospective members. And most important, they're here to support. They're not here to tell you how to run your district or that your district must do anything new, but rather they're here to support what you're doing. And then Lions Clubs International has been working for the last 15 months, while we had 9 pilot districts, gathering information, developing information and resources, and now we have rolled out lionsclubs.org/NAMI, N-A-M-I. And if you go there, you're going to find documents to help you, resources that are necessary to rejuvenate districts with new clubs. And they're all in one location, just a click away. Revitalizing clubs with new members, recruiting ideas, membership benefits, an elevator speech, membership growth, event, web page, and presentations, information about the mentoring program, potential members, and information there. You're going to find resources that are available to remotivate our current members with new fellowships and exciting service opportunities. And I just personally believe that one of the best things that we have ever done as an association is develop the Service Launchpad. And if you've not looked at it, go to lionsclubs.org, hit the little magnifying glass search, and just type Service Launchpad search. And it's going to be, the link's going to be there. You go there and you begin to tell and answer questions about what you're wanting to accomplish in your club. And it's going to suggest to you some service projects and give you the template for success in those areas. And so we're going to motivate our members with new service and new fellowship. And finally, we're going to talk about supporting districts and club leaders. And there's some information already built there. But what you'll find is that Team 4, Focus Area 4, supporting district and club leaders, will be looking at the resources in the other 3 areas and begin to teach, to train, to share, so that everyone gets excited. We're all on the same page. We're all moving forward. There's also marketing resources available to you, and there's so many of them. Photos of lions in action. You know, as you begin to put your social media and your web pages together, you'll need those photos. Some brochures and some business cards and some documents. Some tips about publicity and some facts about Lions Clubs International. And then LCI and LCIF have funding sources, membership development grants, public relation grants, leadership development, district and multiple district, LCIF matching grants, new club consultant programs, specialty club program. There is all kinds of funding opportunities, and you can find those under that Team 4 resource page. You can click and find all the grants that are available. It's really exciting what's going on. You're not out there alone. We've taken and we've stepped through the process. We've organized our 4 groups. We've had our leaders talk about what they want to accomplish in the 4 groups. We've incorporated the vision of the Lions who joined us with Build a Vision. We've talked with the Lions about realistic action plans. We have shared it with the group. Everyone that was at the Build a Vision meeting has now received a copy of the action plans for them to review and to buy into and consent to. And we're going to share that with our Council of Governors, not so they can veto it, so that they'll know how best to support us as we move forward. So we're going to begin to build our plan. We're going to get feedback on our plan. And then we're going to be ready to build success. Your area leaders will be with you sometime in the middle of April to begin to talk about building that success. You remember in January we talked about building that team, and in February we opted in. We've been slow just a little bit because of the current situation in the United States, but in March and early April, we should be able to build our vision, and we should be able to turn around real quickly then within just a couple weeks and build our plan. And then we can share that plan so that when we get to May 15th, we begin to put our running shoes on. Our eyes are set. We're focused and not finished as we run this race of providing greater service through engaging more volunteers and providing more leadership opportunities. Our success over the next year is dependent upon communicating where we're going, communicating how far we've come, and communicating what we must accomplish in the next 30 days. I'm excited about all that you've got going on in your district. I'm excited that you've opted in, that you've built your vision, and that you're building your plan. And now, working together, we are going to find success at levels we've never reached before. Stay tuned for the Build a Success presentation, but more importantly, stay tuned to see the smiles that we are about to put on the faces of those who are less fortunate, because we're going to have more hands to help us to reach our goal of serving 200 million lions per year in Constitutional Area 1. Thank you so very much for listening. Call your Global Action team and your Global Action support team at Lions Clubs International if there's any way that we can help you. Until then, just keep serving like we've never served before, because where there's a need, there's a lion. Thank you.